The virtual world is intoxicating. It feels as if every pixel is constantly luring you in, making you want to stay for just a little bit longer. Although, the more you let it consume you, the harder it will be to break loose. When you put on a virtual reality headset, it can be that much more exhilarating. To some, virtual reality is more than just a toy. These people live and breathe VR. Most of their day is fully encompassed by the virtual world. I spoke with some of these people to understand more about what it is like to spend their waking hours in VR. The big question is, how do some of these people spend most of their days in virtual reality? It seems like even if an individual wanted to spend that much time in VR, they would run out of content or different games to play. Simply put, there would need to be something in the virtual world that closely resembles planet Earth. Somewhere where users can live and hang out without the various limitations that come with most games. Minecraft is the perfect example. Even when the game is over, there's plenty of stuff to do, such as build different structures, create new things, and there's a huge social aspect to it when you play online. Even though Minecraft is a good example, it still isn't perfect. It's not that similar to the world we live in, as there are countless amounts of things you can do in the real world, but not in Minecraft. Although, there is one specific game that most VR users tend to gravitate towards. VRChat closely resembles the real world, but arguably, you can do more in that game than what you can do in real life.
For me, it's not like a normal world, it's more like an escape from reality for me. Mostly because there's things here you can do that you wouldn't normally be able to do in real life. It's just entertainment that feels real, but isn't. You feel like you can do more than what you're usually able to do.
VRChat does a fantastic job of resembling the world that we live in, but with its own twists. You can choose to remove the HUD and nameplates, which makes this virtual world come alive and immersive. This, along with other factors, is key because the VRChat devs created a virtual environment that can be used as a substitute for the real world. Why would you hang out with your friends IRL when you could do anything you'd like in the virtual one? Plus more, especially when you have friends that are far away. The ultimate way to spend time with them would be in a virtual reality setting. The VRChat community has created countless areas to explore, supplying users with almost endless content. People from around the globe play VRChat, so you can meet pretty much anyone virtually in random lobbies. To top it off, most people are looking to make friends, which makes it that much easier to talk to different people. If you don't like the people in the lobby, you can just easily teleport out to a new world with new people to talk to. Soon, if you play enough, you'll have a bunch of users to call friends. If you're lucky, you might even have a group that hangs out on private servers.
All of my friends are in virtual reality or Discord, but yeah, I don't really have any. Basically, if you killed me and hid the body, no one would try to find me, type shit. Oh yeah, they would care. Yeah, they would care, but like in real life now, no one would care.
If your friends from the US aren't on, chances are your friends from Europe are. And if your friends from Europe aren't on, chances are you'll know some people from Australia. So that means there are always people online, almost constantly.
And I'll meet people like in Britain. I met a couple people from Australia, some people from Japan. They didn't speak my language, so I sort of didn't meet them, but still met them. And yeah, I met somebody that's literally like 3 hours away from me too.
When you get ingrained in VRChat, there's almost always an excuse to hop on. Mix this with drinking, trust me, people in VRChat love to party, and you'll be in for some interesting nights to say the least. The main point of VRChat is to, of course, interact with other people. so essentially the content is virtually endless. Pair this with a close group of online friends, or even better, a lover, and you might find yourself spending most of your free time in this virtual world. Having a significant other in VRChat is relatively common, and it keeps bringing individuals back on so they can interact with each other face to face. Many of these people met online, so meeting up in real life may be a bit difficult, especially if they are overseas.
Even my boyfriend is from Germany, like across the entire sea. So I have people that are like hours away from me, and then people that are like plane rides away from me. My boyfriend even came and saw me too. He stayed here for about 3 weeks.
There are even Discord servers that match people together. You send in a bio to the chat, and you might receive a message from a prospective lover. If you like them, you can load up VR and meet with them in a private world. Behind these closed doors, wild things can occur. There are even events on these Discord servers that get people to meet up for group sex events. Virtual sex is called erotic roleplay, or ERP for short. But how do they have sex virtually? Well, generally people that play a lot of VR are pretty smart. They really like to immerse themselves using full body tracking, and even a device that can be used for sex. They link up their devices together, and boom, they can now have super immersive sex in the virtual world. But why would you have sex with someone only knowing them virtually? Who knows if the person behind the headset is truly who they say they are? I've had the fake hands feeling for a few days now. I still have it. I think it's only getting stronger. I only recently got the feeling of depersonalization, as if the body wasn't mine. It was kind of freaky for a minute, but then I was okay. By okay, I mean I was okay with the feeling like I had a fake body or something. I still feel sometimes like my body isn't mine. Maybe it's because I'm someone who loves feeling different things and gaining new kinds of experiences, so it fits my interests. It's interesting to me, and I want to feel it more. I can't wait to see when body tracking comes out, and see if it's possible to associate the virtual body as my own true body, as if I've actually completely switched identities. The feeling of not being connected to your body can disconnect you from the real world. The isolation will loom over your soul, leaving you hopeless and depressed. But hey, you can always go back in VR to feel normal again. DSM, or depersonalization disorder, is a real thing, and people have a high chance of experiencing it while playing copious amounts of virtual reality. When this happens, reality is blurred, and the affected person feels like they are looking through a screen. These feelings of unreality do not involve delusions of unrealness in the world itself. Instead, it radically changes the relationship between yourself and the world. If this happens, life can feel laggy, and communicating with people can be increasingly difficult. This is just one of the many side effects that can come from playing too much VR. The brain seems to be extremely malleable, which will change as your reality changes, especially through profound VR experiences.
I've taken off my headset before and I felt dizzy like I still have the headset on, and it would feel fake and my vision would be slightly blurry. And I felt weird walking around sometimes. But I couldn't tell if that was because of the VR and like the blue light and stuff, or if that was just my health being shitty.
Imagine if you can experience sensations while in VR. feeling the warmth of others, the smell of a delicious gourmet meal, or other things. It wouldn't make sense to feel any of it, especially since the user isn't actually there. They merely have a headset on, and if they have an advanced setup, maybe full body tracking as well. Although, the brain is an extraordinary thing that can leave us with many surprises. While in VR, these special individuals mainly can feel the sensation of being touched. It's almost as if their brains adopted the virtual environment as another one of their realities. So when they see another user touch them, their brain believes someone is touching their real body. This phenomenon is called phantom sense. And although some see it as ridiculous, it's a very real thing.
On and off, there's phantom touch with me. So, well, when it comes to touch, like I would say on like right here on the torso, then yeah. Then and also the attachments, like the horns, the wings. Yeah, I feel it.
These individuals can even experience pain when they get punched or stabbed.
For me, it literally feels like an actual phantom touch, like a ghost touching me. Either that, or I don't feel anything at all, but I still have a reaction to it. And it goes so far as pain, feeling wind, heat, cold, and maybe sometimes even smelling. But mine's not as severe as like my boyfriend. My boyfriend, like when he gets touched or hurt, his muscles actually spasm to the point where they can get red.
It seems like it is almost random whether a person has phantom sense or not. Most people claim to develop it after playing thousands of hours of VR, while others say they got it by only playing for a few hours. One thing is for sure though, the moment you know you have it can be absolutely exhilarating. Virtual reality will alter your perceptions of reality itself, especially if you spend a majority of your time in VR. Studies have shown that while you're in VR, your sense of time is warped. It can feel like only a few minutes pass, but in reality, you could have been in VR for hours. Mix that with a good time, and you could be up throughout the whole night playing VR. In extreme cases, your days could fly by, waking up, playing VR, then going back to bed, a loop that can be difficult to break. With no outside indicators, your circadian rhythm, i.e. your sense of day and night, melts away into nothingness. You sleep when you are tired and wake up when you wake up. With time being abstract, deja vu becomes more common. The days seem to fuse together into one long experience. Along with this, similar things can occur multiple times in VR, especially when you're playing the same game, which can make life more repetitive and confusing. Your dreams will begin to blend with your life in VR, and your brain will begin to associate your true reality with the virtual one. When you sleep, instead of seeing real individuals or real places, you might see both VR, avatars, and places instead.
It's happened once or twice, and it was really trippy once I woke up from them. Like seeing people that I've like people's avatars in my dreams, it was really trippy.
When I have to go to sleep, like I took off my headset and then like I just did my things and then I went to bed, and then after about a few minutes, then I was starting to dream, and then I was like dreaming that I was like back in VR, and I was like, huh, what the hell?
Have you ever devoted so much time to something that it begins to create patterns in your thoughts, mental images, and dreams? Well, if you have, you've experienced something in the world of psychology dubbed the Tetris effect. In this case, it's spending most of your time in VR. This obsessive activity will imprint on your brain, so you might find yourself attempting to teleport to different areas, or trying to grip items from a far distance, much like you would do in VR. Many users have interesting experiences with this fascinating phenomenon. Within the first 4 or 5 months of owning my Vive, stuff like this happened a lot. I was walking past a construction site that had a high fence around it, and was just seconds away from clipping my head through the wall to see what was happening before I snapped out of it, and remembered I can't clip through walls in the real world.
I've sometimes tried to like look through walls, and sometimes when I on VR for a long time and I take my headset off, like it feels really weird.
Like I woke up one time and I heard people outside, and I just try to stick my head through the wall, and I end up hitting my head. Whenever I first started playing it, I got into like grabbing stuff, and so I would like grab stuff a little weird, like right as soon as I got off.
Existence can be heavy and dreadful at times. Virtual reality can amplify these effects tenfold, and really make us think about our life. The world in VR can be whatever you want. You can live in a huge mansion, visit tropical beaches, and talk to attractive individuals. Essentially, the possibilities are endless. When you spend lots of time in VR, you might realize that the virtual world is closer to perfection than the world we currently live in. In VR, the worlds are crafted absolutely beautifully, capturing many different colors and interesting designs to create a more colorful and enjoyable experience, resembling somewhat of a utopia. In VR, you can load up anything you'd like, while in the real world, you're essentially stuck in the place you live in unless you decide to travel. If the place you live in is dull, VR can be the perfect escape. This can be especially true if you reside in a dense city in real life. VR makes the world seem so lush, big, and wonderful. Then you take off the headset and are in a clumsy, dull apartment. Even if you live in a nice place, it's difficult to avoid the shortcomings of this world, such as pollution, violence, inequality, hunger, and more. Even the small issues life springs up can make life even heavier. All this can contribute to existential dread, so you might keep using VR to escape the true reality of this world. Leaving VR can make these feelings rush back, making the weight of existing even more cumbersome than before.
I always felt like that VR would be like my reality, like my kind of reality, like reality itself.
I'm not very good in my real life at the moment, or for the past few years, so I kind of just use it as an escape.
Although living in VR isn't necessarily feasible right now, in the future there's a chance it can become the norm. The closest I've been to spending that much time in VR is when I completed a challenge in one of my earlier videos. A few of my friends and I beat the Ender Dragon in Minecraft VR, but with a twist. Under no circumstances were we allowed to take the headset off, so we had to beat the game in one sitting. We played for about 6 hours, and the experience gave me insight to what it was like playing VR for long periods of time. Technically, we spent around 18 Minecraft days in VR. It felt weird, like we were on some type of vacation for a week, and now we had to go back to normal life. Because of this, I truly believe that my brain processed time differently, as I got accustomed to the Minecraft world. As I took my headset off, it was strange looking at my hands again. Just like how my brain got accustomed to the day and night cycle in Minecraft, I believe the same thing happened to my Minecraft character as well. For a few moments, it felt strange, not seeing my Minecraft hands when I looked down at my own hands. But soon after, my brain got used to the real world again. This challenge was a lot more difficult than I initially thought, but I feel like me and my friends had a great experience to look back on, along with some of the strange phenomena that happened throughout and after. I believe that in the future, when VR is much better, the brain will be able to get tricked easily to create more immersive experiences, just like how all of our brains got accustomed to the Minecraft world. Virtual reality is truly stunning. It can transport the player to a whole new world where they can explore and get their mind off of reality for a bit. It is something magical that can help you create real connections with people from around the globe. But too much of this good thing can lead to strange occurrences and base reality. You might begin to blend the true reality with virtual reality, leading to some interesting occurrences. Although as time goes on, People will begin to spend more time in these virtual environments. It may even get to the point where we are living in these virtual worlds. Maybe some of the people that are currently spending all of their time in VR are just ahead of their time. All we have to do now is to see what the future holds. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a comment. I really love to go through and read all of them every day. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Until the next one.